A Russian drone aimed straight at Europe's largest aircraft carrier. Fighter jets scrambled, electronic warfare fired. The Charles de Gaulle teetered on the edge of a security nightmare, all while Moscow whispers of nuclear wonder weapons for Ukraine. So, is this a warning, or the first act of something far bigger? NATO forces were forced to scramble fighter jets after one of Vladimir Putin's drones allegedly flew straight toward Europe's largest aircraft carrier. The unmanned Russian drone was spotted heading for the French nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, Charles de Gaulle, docked in Malmö. The 800-foot warship, the only nuclear-powered aircraft carrier outside the United States Navy, was in port for a strategic exercise when Swedish forces detected a drone lifting off from a nearby Russian vessel. Officials say the drone then made a direct approach toward the carrier in what they described as a serious security incident. Swedish operatives responded with electronic warfare measures, jamming the drone and knocking it off the control grid. The aircraft disappeared from radar. It remains unclear whether it fell into the sea or returned to the Russian ship. Named after former French president and war hero Charles de Gaulle, the carrier typically carries around 2,000 personnel and up to 30 fighter jets. The confrontation comes days after Putin issued a stark World War III warning, declaring that his adversaries know how things could end if they resort to using a nuclear element against Moscow. The Kremlin's latest move follows explosive allegations from Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service accusing Britain and France of plotting to arm Ukraine with a nuclear wonder weapon. In a statement, the agency said,
Britain and France realize that the developments in Ukraine leave no chance of achieving their much-desired victory over Russia at the hands of the Ukrainian armed forces. However, the British and French elites are not prepared to accept defeat. It is believed that Ukraine needs to be equipped with a Wunderwaffe. Kyiv would be able to claim more favorable terms for ending the hostilities if it possessed a nuclear bomb, or at least a so-called dirty bomb.
No evidence was provided. British and French officials dismissed the accusations as false. Russia's State Duma adopted a draft appeal to the parliaments of Great Britain, France, and Germany on Thursday during a plenary session in Moscow.
When secrets become public knowledge and these agreements have become the subject of public debate and discussion, we can see how the leaders of France and Britain have behaved. Yesterday, they began to disavow all these statements, saying that nothing had happened. But as we understand, in reality, the leaders of France and Great Britain did discuss and work out decisions on the transfer of nuclear weapons and components to Ukraine.
Meanwhile, Western sources claim Russia is losing up to 40,000 troops per month, more than it can replace. Since the full-scale invasion began in 2022, over 50,000 Russian soldiers have reportedly deserted. Total casualties are estimated at 1.25 million killed or wounded, yet Moscow has escalated attacks. Overnight, Russia launched 420 drones and 39 missiles at Ukraine, including 11 ballistic missiles, striking homes and critical infrastructure across 8 regions. Dozens were injured, including children. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha condemned the assault, saying,
When the whole world demands Moscow to finally stop this senseless war, Putin bets on more terror, attacks, and aggression.
All of this unfolds as US-brokered peace talks continue in Geneva, with envoys for Donald Trump pushing for an end to a war now entering its 5th year. The skies over Europe are tense and the stakes are rising.